CCTV Camera World is proud to provide support for products purchased from our website. If you purchased your product from another vendor, please contact the vendor you purchased from for further assistance.
Here in this video, I'm going to show you how to reconnect your two-way audio Avalonics Wi-Fi or wireless security cameras. These are the model WC4MPSA that I've got here, two of them. And they are two-way audio cameras. They have a nice speaker built in on the bottom of the camera right over here and a microphone in the front. They have two antennas on the sides, and usually when you're operating them, you should have your antennas pointed up and also on the NVR, so the cameras actually send a radio wave horizontally to connect to the NVR. If you have cameras at very different elevations, then you know what? You might have connection issues. Or if you have the cameras mounted on metal near 110 volt sockets or other Wi-Fi routers or access points, you may have issues. So please make sure you're mindful of where you're placing your NVR. It has to be away from high voltage and other Wi-Fi routers right next to it, at least 5 feet distance. So same goes for the cameras. So right now I have my cameras working nicely, and the way I know that is in the front there's this LED that's solid green, and that tells me it's connected to a wireless radio. That wireless radio is built into this NVR, and it actually paired automatically to the cameras, and then the cameras show up really nicely on my monitor right here. And the green LED tells me that the cameras are connected to a Wi-Fi radio. In this case, the Wi-Fi radio is from the NVR, and the cameras show up on the NVR when I'm looking at them through a monitor. That's why it's very important to use a monitor connected via HDMI so you can see if your video feeds are working or not. Waving my hand in front of the camera is pretty real time. Now let's say you are not getting this experience because you've made some changes, or for some reason some things happen, a lightning storm, and you're trying to troubleshoot why your cameras are not connecting. In this video, I'm going to show you how to reconnect the cameras to the NVR and troubleshoot your Wi-Fi connectivity issues. This video will walk you through defaulting the cameras and the NVR. So let's get started. So let's say you've followed all of our other videos on troubleshooting and you can't get it to work. And you're in this place where you've got something like this going on. You don't see green dots for the cameras, no video in the quadrants. You just basically see blank. Or some message here that says cameras or could not find host or something like that for all the cameras. So what you need to do is, one, right click, go to main menu, go to operation, and go to system maintain and default. And then uncheck all, check camera and network, and hit apply. So what this does is it defaults the NVR settings for camera and network. Wait for this hourglass figure to go away, and when it becomes an arrow, that means it's done. Now I want you to just walk over to the NVR and unplug power from the back of it. The NVR shuts off. Now I'm going to show you how to default the cameras. These particular cameras, the two-way audio ones, the WC4MPSA model, have very convenient reset buttons. While they're convenient, sometimes people can leave their cameras like this and it gets pressed. So make sure you don't have that happening when you're setting these up. So turn them upside down, hold, and press the reset button here for about 10 to 15 seconds, and you'll hear an audio prompt, and I'm going to do that in a second. Now, the most important thing is this video, while you will hear audio prompts with this model camera, the process is very similar for our other Avalonics Premium Series wireless cameras, but you don't hear the audio prompts. You just have to wait for like 15 seconds for them to reset, but most cameras do have an LED. So guess what? I turned off my NVR, and now this is flashing fast. It's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, but there's no more Wi-Fi, so that's why it's flashing. So these LEDs on the cameras are very helpful, and in this case, the audio prompts are super helpful. So now I'm going to hold and press the reset button for about 15 seconds and wait for the LEDs to change, and in this case, an audio prompt.
Device is undergoing hard reset.
As soon as that prompt happened, the LED. I also let go of the reset button now when I heard that. And now there are red LEDs in the front, and they're actually turning on and rebooting. Now is the time where I have to go and power back my NVR. And what's going to happen is I'm going to watch and listen from the cameras what they're doing. And the NVR doesn't have prompts, doesn't have an LED. It just does its thing in the background automatically. It has this protocol in it that when it boots up and you see the NVR boot screen, it will automatically try to find cameras that are of the same
Wi-Fi hotspot is enabled.
Cameras of the same series and try to connect to them. So now that message came up at the same time when this is blinking slowly green. This is the Wi-Fi hotspot in this particular camera. Not all cameras have that. That would allow me some functionality in other cases. What I'm waiting for is to either become fast flashing green, or a solid green. And also, in this case, I'm listening to an audio prompt that it's connected to Wi-Fi. So let's wait a little bit. Now the NVR is beeping in the background because I don't have a hard drive in my NVR. Yours may not do that, so that's fine. Now watch, this is flashing green fast. This is where the camera...
Successfully connected.
It turns solid green, and the helpful audio prompt tells me that the camera is now connected successfully, and that's to the Wi-Fi from this NVR. In this case, both cameras gave me the audio prompt, and a solid LED tells me it's connected to the Wi-Fi. Now all I have to do is go back to my NVR and wait for the cameras to appear here. It could take a minute, 2 minutes, even up to 5 minutes. Just leave it alone. And the cameras should appear as long as you defaulted the NVR like I showed you before. And here you go. The camera is reconnected, and I have a video signal from them. So it takes a little bit of configuration, so you may see them blink. Now keep in mind, after you've connected them, you can wave your hand in front of the camera and make sure which camera is which and go mount them. This should survive a power cycle as well. If it doesn't, you just have to auto pair them again, like I showed you here, or you can manually pair them by doing this. Let's say, for example, you go under main menu by right-clicking on the menu. And as long as you don't break the wireless connectivity that the camera had to the NVR, let's say you deleted this entry. Now you don't see that one camera. How do you go back at it? Go to main menu, left click now on the camera. If you didn't notice, main menu is right click and then left click main menu. Left click camera, go to registration, camera registration, left click device search. It'll find the camera here, and all you have to do is wait for this hourglass figure to go away. That's where now you can proceed to double click. It'll add here on the bottom, turn green, you got your camera here. A few things to note. I mentioned before, if you forgot already, make sure you're doing this away from strong 110 power lines or outlets right next to the camera or the NVR, and also other Wi-Fi radios or access points. So I have my NVR sitting at least 5 feet away from my nearest Wi-Fi router, and the cameras are close to the NVR. If your camera is mounted on a pole outside, you want to bring it in and let it pair, because it has a certain maximum distance that it will find and latch on to another Wi-Fi radio. Once it's latched on, you can of course power off a camera. I'm going to show you that here too, in case you're wondering. So, sorry, it's a long video. It's to cover everything that someone may have questions about when pairing the cameras to the NVR. So I powered them off, and my video is no longer fluid. I'm waving my hands. The first camera is working, but the second one is just stuck. As you can see, the timestamp is stuck on there too. If that happens for a long time, what happens is it'll just give you a network not found error message, and I'll wait for that. I'll just fast forward towards that. So I'm not getting any error messages. It just depends. Sometimes the NVR, after several minutes, it may give that error message. Unfortunately, just for the brevity of this video, I'm not going to go that long. It still thinks it's connected. Now it says status is red. And now here I go. I got an offline message here for that camera. As long as you don't go delete that camera entry in that registration screen right here that I just showed you, if you power that camera back up or it's powered and within reachable distance, so you don't delete this entry, please. So as long as the camera still retains its configuration when you power it back on, in a minute or two as it boots up, it will reconnect. So we'll wait for that. We'll let that cook. And I'll fast forward to that point. So here now I'm getting another message, cannot find network host. You may get that also from a camera if one, it might still be powered on, but it's too far or there's wireless interference. So that's another issue you may have, and I'll address that. But the main thing is usually when you see cannot find network host or offline is because the camera is off, most likely, or two, you've changed something on the entries of the camera. For example, you went to main menu and you tried editing it and you changed the password here. That'll cause that issue as well, that sort of error message. So anyway, I waited less than a minute while I was just talking to you. The camera reconnected. I can see my timestamp moving. I wave my hand in front of the camera. 1, 2. This survived reconnection. So as long as you're not messing around with settings on the camera registration screen or not going in here under network and then Wi-Fi AP and changing these passwords and settings, if you do this, change one of these settings, it'll break the connection to the cameras and you'll have to default everything and do it again like I showed you in the beginning of the video. That's pretty much it on how you do the Wi-Fi connections by defaulting the cameras and how to re-add them.
If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.